Hello everyone. ISRO Centralized Recruitment Board ICRB conducted an exam today for the post of scientist. As today exam is happened, and here we are here ACE Academy team to discuss the complete paper analysis and detailed solutions of all the questions. And these are our team, Mr. Ramaya sir, his expert faculty in COA, and Mr. Vamshi Krishna sir, expert faculty in Discrete Mathematics and Artificial Intelligence, and Mr. Gnaneshwar sir, he is very good at digital logic design, and Mr. Rajesh sir is going to take about Aptitude, and myself Ramesh Masuna, I am going to take about databases, compilers, TOC, and Mr. Aditya sir, expert faculty in Mathematics, Mr. Venkateshwarlu sir, he is going to take about computer networks and operating system, Mr. Vijay Bhaskar sir, he is good at trending technologies like machine learning, artificial intelligence, and many more technologies. So here we are to discuss all these questions. So I am going to start the session, and next one by one we are going to discuss all the questions. Thank you.
All the best.
Apu. Mali. Hello everyone, I am going to start the session with the weightage analysis of all the questions in subject wise. Very first we will start with engineering mathematics. Here we got 5 questions from discrete mathematics, 5 questions, machine learning 3 questions, artificial intelligence 3 questions. Every year they are asking some questions on cloud computing also, but people are least bothering about that kind of questions. Cloud computing 2 questions. Last year when I have seen the previous ISRO paper, big data, I have seen 2 questions, this time 4 questions. So with this what I can understand is on trending technologies more questions are asking, and digital logic DBMS 6 questions, digital logic this time 7 questions. Actually from CO every year they are going to ask more number of questions, but this time from CO specifically no questions are asked, but all the questions are from the digital logic. Might be they are concentrating more on circuit fabrications. And compiler design 3 questions, data structure 1 question. See, data structure is also less questions, but generally more questions will be asked on data structures, but this time only 1 question from the data structures. Programming languages 2 questions, TOC 5 questions, algorithms 4 questions, aptitude highest weightage is there 14 questions. And when it comes to the computer networks, as usual when you see the previous year papers also, computer networks is the highest weighted subject. So computer networks is 15 questions, operating system 8 questions, and software engineering 7 questions, and total of 95 questions. So here I am going to start the session with my subjects, databases, then compilers and TOC, and then our faculty members are going to discuss their respective subject questions one by one. So, look into that questions and solutions so that you can verify your solutions. Yeah. So, from databases, as I found, there are something around 6 questions were asked, and this is a question asked on normal forms. It is given a relation R with A, B, C, D, E, P, G given, and these are the functional dependencies. Now, question is which one of the following is true? R is in BCNF, R is in 3NF but not in BCNF, R is in 2NF but not in 3NF, R is in 2NF. It is asking about normal form of the relation. How to find normal form of the relation? By finding the key of the relation. First we have to find the key for the relation. What is a key? Now key for this relation is AB. Why? Because when you find the closure of AB, you are getting A, B, with AB we are getting C, D, with C we are getting E, with D we are getting P, with B we are getting G, all attributes. Because we are getting all attributes from the closure of AB, now AB is called candidate key. When AB is a candidate key, now B is part of key, B is part of key and G is non-key. If it is part of key to non-key relationship, part of key to non-key is called partial functional dependencies. If partial functional dependencies are there, relation is in which normal form? First normal form. That is it. R is in BCNF wrong, R is in 3NF wrong, R is in 2NF wrong, R is not in 2NF is right. And moreover, one important thing, this is straightforward question from the previous year GATE booklet. Second question. Look at which of the following statement is true about database views. Which of the following is true about database views? What is a view? View is called virtual table. Now look at view always store a duplicate copy of the data, and view is not materialized, means it is not going to store any data. So this statement is wrong. Question is about true statement. Views can be used to restrict access to sensitive columns. Actually what for view? View is to hide some of the sensitive columns, because I don't want to show the actual column names directly to the programmer. I want to give some restriction to the programmer who is going to program over the database system, so that I can give a view instead of direct table schema. So this is perfect statement. View cannot be queried, but view can be queried. So C is wrong. Views cannot be updated. We have updatable view, not updatable views, both are there, but it is given cannot, it is wrong. View can be updated also. Third question, assume a one-to-many relationship from a table named authors to the table named books. Means we have two tables, one is author, means when I have to represent in the form of ER models, authors is one table and book is one table. Between them we have a relationship, okay, we have a relationship. Where should the foreign key reside in optimal design for this relationship? What is the cardinality mentioned? One-to-many cardinality mentioned. Because it is one-to-many cardinality, we know that we have a key constraint from the many side. So means book is a key to the relationship. When it is a book is a key to the relationship, this relationship has to be merged with the book. So the primary key of author, means suppose author ID is a primary key in the author table, that will be used as a foreign key, right? So means what is the correct answer? That foreign key is required to be reside in the book table, not in the author table. Both is not required, not separately linking, because one-to-many is there, separately linking is not required. Now look at the question number 66 in that set B paper. Consider a table bank accounts, account ID and balance. Assume two accounts with the account ID as A and B. Also assume that initially both accounts have a balance rupees 5,000. Say what is mentioned, A is having balance of 5,000, B is also mentioned balance of 5,000. Each two transactions T1 and T2 are executed concurrently. Okay, both are executing concurrently, both under repeatable reads, means repeatedly performing the read operations. Isolation level. Databases uses standard locking mechanisms. Okay, T1 transfers rupees 1,000 from A to B. Okay, from A to B it is transferring. How much? 1,000 is transferring. Database operation sequences are as follows. What are the operations? Begin, read the account balance of A, and then read the account balance of B, then write A, then write B. Okay, these are the operations, begin and ended. And T2 also transferring rupees 1,000 from account B to A. So it is meaning that A is transferring 1,000 to B, B is transferring 1,000 to A, and now the operations of T2 also should be same thing, read B, read A, write B, write A. Okay, what are the operations of T2? Read B, read A, write B and write A, means both the transactions are reading and writing the data items, but here you should observe the order. Here it is transferring from A to B, order is A to B, here is transferring from B to A, order is B to A. Now the question is, it is mentioned here, what is the question? Both the transactions read the corresponding account balances, deducts 1,000 from one account and then adds 1,000 to the other account, debited from one account and crediting it to another account, and results are written back. Okay. Assume that all interleaving of execution of T1 and T2 are possible and that there are no extraneous factors. Which of the following will never occur? Okay. What is option A given? A's account balance shows 5,000 and B's account balance shows 5,000. This is possible. Why? Because A account is 5,000 and B account is 5,000 and both are concurrently transferring. So here it will be debited, here it will be credited, and again here it will be debited, here it will be credited. This is possible. But question is, what is the question? Question is never occur, not possible, not possible. But that option is possible. So this is possible, so option A is wrong. Option B, deadlock is detected from T1 will be rolled back to recover. Deadlocks are possible because I have shown you how locks are happening. First T1 locking A, then locking B, it is locking B, then locking A. Locking A, then B, locking B, then A is causing cross locking. So means first it is locked A, it is locked B, later this is requesting B, it is requesting A, it causes a deadlock. If a deadlock occurs, we have to roll back either T1 or we have to roll back T2. So this is also possible, deadlock is detection possible and T1 will be rolled back or T2 will be rolled back. This is also one possible situations. Question is about not occur. Not occur means A's account balance shows 4,000, B's account balance 6,000. This is possible only if one of the transaction is succeeded but other is failed, but it is mentioned both are succeeded, so that this is never occur because it is clearly said both are succeeded. Because both are succeeded, this is incorrect because question is about incorrect possibility. Option D is the answer for the question, right? These are the questions from databases, and I am going to take the questions from the compilers also. Look at here. So, okay. From the compiler here I have seen that there are 4 questions came, and those 4 questions are simple questions. Which compiler phase receives tokenized output? Which compiler receives tokenized output? It means tokens output tokens are received by which phase? We know in the compilation process lexical analysis divide the program into tokens, and that tokens are received by the syntax analysis phase, we also call parser phase. So answer for the question is B. Which of the following tools generates parser from BNF notation? Actually it is a tool for generating the parser. Lex is a tool for generating the lexical analyzer, Yak is a tool for generating the parser. So, answer is option B. B is the correct answer. Here, this is one question which is not related to this. Then I'll take about some questions from this one, theory of computation. So, we'll see some of the questions from the theory of computations. The question number 42 in the set B paper, what is mentioned? Consider the regular expressions are, okay. Consider the regular expression R over the alphabet A comma B, and this is an expression is mentioned. Which of the following regular expressions below describes the same language? Now understand what language is representing, means language is representing which kind of strings. A star B whole star means epsilon is possible, B star A whole star means epsilon is possible, because either this expression or this expression, in that A star B or B star A is there. Okay, suppose assuming B star B is nullified and only one A is there, only one A possible, here A is null and B is only B possible, or else 1A, 1B possible, or 2A is possible, or 2B is possible, 1B, 1A possible, and dash dash dash. It is a meaning that it is representing all strings over A comma B. All strings over A comma B can be represented as A plus B whole star. That is an option C. Now C is the correct answer. And here the finite state machine is given. Consider the deterministic finite state automata below over the alphabet A comma B. The state with small incoming arrow is the initial state. Okay, this is mentioning about the initial state, right? Assuming initial state is A, right? And a double circle state denotes the final state. Here these are the two final states. Here I am denoting with B and C. Okay, this is the initial state A. The question is the number of states in the minimum DFA. In MinDFA, how do you find number of states in MinDFA? The first step, you divide the states into final states and non-final states. What are the non-final state? A is a non-final state, one set, and final states is another set, B and C, and check for the state transitions to find further split is possible or not. How to check this non-final state A on input A, where it is going B, A on input A, it is going B, B is there in one set, it is not going into two sets. A on input B, it is going to C, C is also in the same set, B and C are in the same set. And B on input A, it is going to C. B on input B, it is going to B. C on input A and input B, it is going into the same state. So means further split is not required. When further split is not required, state A in 1, like state A, I can call it is one state, this is a one state, and state B, C together I can call second state, means two states are there, 1 and 2. Now state A is the initial state, so it is of 1, and state BC is the final state 2, that is represented with double circle. 1 on input A and B, it is going to second state, 2 on input A and B, it is going to B state, and this is a minimum state DFA representing that deterministic finite automata. Means how many states are possible here? We have a 2 states. 2 states are is the correct answer for the question. Look at it is a 79th question. Consider the context free grammar G below. Here S is the starting non-terminal symbol while A and B are the terminal symbols. Okay, fine. Now the language generated by G is, what language G is generating? So how to find what language G is generating? Just try to find what strings that G is generating. S is deriving ASB. Okay. Now S again I replace with ASB, so means it is repeatedly generating A's and B's, and finally this S I can replace with T. So what I am going to get AATBB. If this T replaced with small b, what you are going to get AABBB. This is one possibility. Another possibility is S is replaced with T and with T, or else we can go in this way. S is going with ABT, fine. S is going with ASB, right, and this S can be replaced with T, ATB, and this T, just I am making use of this production BT. So, what you are going to get BB, the T is replaced with BT, the T is replaced with BT, ABTB, AB, again the T can be replaced finally with single terminal B, so A3Bs are possible. So, what I can understand here, always it is generating the string where the number of B's are more than the number of A's, number of B's are more than the number of A's. So, it means it is generating strings of the form A power m, B power n such that m is less than n, m is less than n, and but it should not be 0 because it is not generating the strings of length 0. So, that 0 less than m less than n is the language generated by this grammar. So, which option is matching? A power m, B power n, 0 less than or equal, but equal is not possible, 0 is not possible. So, A is wrong. So, even option C, n less than or equal to m, equal is not there. So, C is wrong, D is wrong. So, what is the correct answer? Only option B. Look at the question. For the same input string, which of the following options is true in the case of ambiguous grammar? When we can say the grammar is ambiguous, the grammar is ambiguous if it is generating two different parse trees, or else it has more than one leftmost derivation or more than one rightmost derivation. But leftmost and rightmost derivations are different, but actually derivation is only a process how you are deriving it. It is not necessary to be different. So, which statements are correct? Two different parse trees, two leftmost derivation and two rightmost derivation. Here options are given as a combinations. Which one is correct? 1, 2, 3 are true and 4 is false. So, option A is the correct answer for the question. Question 17. Which of the following strings will correctly match the grammar G represented by production rules given? So, means which strings are generated by this grammar? We have to check. What is the solution? We have to check with an option by option. If S is deriving A, with A we have to get small a. To get small a, we have to use A, capital A, small b. So, one small a, one small b. First A, last b is derived. Now, with capital A, I have to get C, but here C, to get two C's, with capital A, we can get only one C, it is terminating, but we have to get two C's. So, this is a string not going to be generated. So, means option A is wrong. Check for option B. What is option B here? I will write A, C, B, B. How to derive? Is it possible to be derived or not? You check it. To derive A using S, we have to replace S with A and A with A, B. So, one A, last B is generated. Again with capital A, we have to get A. To get A with capital A, we have to use this production. Capital A tends to small a, capital A, small b. So, small a, capital B is small b is generated. With capital A, finally we have to derive C. With capital A is deriving C. Yes, C is possible. A, C, B, B is possible to be derived. That is an option B. Option B is the correct answer for the question. Okay, these are about the questions in database management system, theory of computation and comparative design. Okay, next one of my friend is going to start the next solutions of the lectures. Who is going to start? Mr. Graneshwar sir is going to continue with digital logic design questions. This time 7 questions asked from the digital logic design. Our expert faculty is going to discuss those questions. Thank you.
Yeah, very good evening dear students. Now from the digital logic there are 7 questions here. First question, from the conversion, here binary is given, decimal is given. So comparison is not possible, either you have to convert both should be radix 2 or radix 10. But comparison of radix 10 to 2 is not possible. Why? Because x and y are unknown here. So what I am doing here, 0 point, here only I am solving here, 0 point, better convert into 0.11101, convert into decimal here. Decimal means here 2 power 0, here 2 power minus 1, 2 power minus 2, 2 power minus 3, 2 power minus 4, 2 power minus 5 here. So 2 power minus 4 means 1 by 2 plus 1 by 4 plus 1 by 8 plus 0 and something 0, 1 by 32. This value approximately you will get, if you solve this value, you will get approximately 0.90625 here, 0.92625 to the base 10. The given value in the question paper 0.90xy to the 5 to the base 10. After comparison here, after comparison now tell me, third x equal to 6, y equal to 2 here, x equal to 6, y equal to 2. So correct answer is x equal to 6, so option B is right answer here. First question, option B is right answer. Next, how many 3 to 8 line decoders are required to construct the 1 to 32 decoders here? But question paper there should be 5 to 32 decoders are required. In the regular class we were discussed here, required decoder 32 divided by 8 here. So we will get the 8 here, step number 1, stage 2, step number 2, 4 by 8, so 0.5, even it is less than 1 also we need to equal to 1 here. Correct answer is 5, but given options are not 5. So one stage here, first stage 1 here, stage 1 is 4, stage 2 is 1 is required, total 5. Approximate answer you can select here, correct answer is approximate answer here, 4 is right answer here. Actual 5 is the correct answer, but we need to select nearest to the 5 is 4 here, select the 4 is the correct answer. This is the second question. Now this is a question was given directly from the gate examination, here. What is the question here? Now 2's complement, question paper clearly given 2's complement here. A number is MSB is 1, so negative number. According to sign extension, remove all this one. So after removing, what is A value guys? A value equal to 1010 because of negative number here, 2 power 0, 2 power 1, 2 power 2. Last number negative number means 2 power minus 3. Minus 3 means minus 8 plus 0 plus 4, plus 2. This is a plus 2. So this A number equal to minus 10 of decimal number. A equal minus 10. B number observe here. B number here MSB bit is 0. So directly B bit is, now remove the zeros, 0 0 0 0 1 0 1 0 here. 1 0 1 0. Remove this one. It is a positive number. So B number equal to, minus 8 plus 2, this number equal to 6, minus 6. So B number equal to plus 10 guys. Dear students, B equal to plus 10, A equal to minus 6 here. Examiner is asking clearly product of A and B, A equal to minus 6 here, A equal to minus 6, A into B equal to, so minus 6 into 10 equal to minus 60. We need to express in minus 60 here. Minus 60 how to express here? First of all, what is a 60 in the binary equivalent? Binary equivalent 30, remainder 0, 215, remainder 0, 217, 1, 23, 1 here, 21, 1 here. So 60 number equal to 60 decimal 10, 60 number equal to 111100, but we required plus 60 here. Plus 60 means 0. Examiner clearly asking the question paper here byte here, 1 byte. 1 byte means 8 bits are required. 1 byte means 8 bits are required. So 8 bits means to place 1 more 0 extra. We required actually minus 60 answer. Minus 60 could apply the 2's complement here. 2's complement means up to first non-zero digit write as it is here, 100. Remaining are logical complement. 1 becomes 0, 1 becomes 0, 1 becomes 0, 0. From this observation, what is the correct answer here? Option C is right answer here. For this question, option C is right answer, 27th. So option C is correct answer. This is the third question. Now next to fourth question, mod 16 ripple counter using JK flip-flops here. So what is the given here? By default we need to assume up counter here. Ripple counter means we need to assume by default up counter here. Examiner should mention up counter. So what is the clock here? Clock clock, the output value here. If clock 0, 1001 is given. Clock 1, what is the value? Up counter 1010. 2, 1011. For clock 3, 1100. Clock 4, 1101. Clock 5, 1110. Clock 6, all ones. After this one 4 bit, after 15 again it start the same initial state here 0000. Clearly in the question paper, examiner is asking after how many clock pulses 000 repeats. No doubt option C is right answer. Option C is the correct answer here. Wow, perfect answer is 7. Okay, next fifth question. Direct bit. This question was given direct bit here. So gated latch here, gated D type of flip flop. So it is a level triggered flip flop. It is a level triggered. Gated D means level triggered flip flop here. Level triggered means when it is on, output is going to transfer. Whenever it is 0 low means output is going to blocked here, latched. Question here, which of the following is not true? Not true here. When the clock is high, allows the input. Correct only. It is a correct statement. This is a correct statement only. Correct statement only. The statement is correct only. Store single bit of data. Every flip flop stores 1 bit of data. So it is also true here. Now uses clock signal to control when the input data is correct only. Now when the clock is low, allows the. When clock is low, it is not going to allow. When the clock is low, it is not going to allow, but is given allow. So this is a false statement. It is a false statement here. This is a false statement. Examiner is asking select the not correct answer, not true. So correct answer is option D is right answer. This is a fifth question. Now sixth question. It is a very regular question here. NAND gate. NAND gate. When the NAND gate output is here, low output. Examiner clearly asking low output here. Output is low. Output is low means Y should be 0. When the NAND gate output is 0, all input should be must be 1. All input should be 1. All input should be must be 1 means option A is wrong, option D is wrong. C 1. So NOR gate, when the NOR gate output is 1, when the NOR gate, OR gate is different. NOR gate means both are 0, 0, 0, 0 plus 0 complement 1. So A 0, B 0, so it is 1. So option C is the right answer. For this question, option C is right answer. This is the sixth question. Now coming to the last question. The given Boolean expression is x bar, y bar, z bar, x bar, y, z bar here. Which of the following represents here? Given options here. Like K-maps only. First of all, given question will observe. What is the given data? Given output equal to, given output equal to, what is the given output equal to? Now I am writing again x bar, y bar, z bar. X bar, y bar, z bar plus x bar, y, z bar. X bar, y, z bar. This is a given question here. This is a given question. Now let us one by one will verify. Option C, option D will observe here. Now from the option, let us this is a now one by one all. Option C observe. Where it is 1 year, this is a 1 year. 1 means x, y bar, z. For option C, output is x, y bar, z bar plus where again 1 year. In this one x bar, y, z. It is not given output, okay, it is not equal to given output, it is not given, okay, it is not equal to output, so option C is wrong here, option C is wrong, option B observed here, option B observed here. So here 1, this is a x bar, y bar, z, x bar, y bar, z, again it is 1, x bar, y, z, it is also not equal to given output here, not equal to given output here, option B also wrong option here. Let us option A I am writing, okay, directly I am going for option A here. Here it is 1. So this answer will be x bar, y bar, z bar plus this is also 1, x bar, y, z bar here. Okay, clearly it is equal to given output. It is clearly given output here, clearly equal to given output here. So hence option A is the right answer. Hence option A is the right answer. These are the 7 questions from the digital logic.
So students, there are 5 questions from engineering mathematics. So they gave a 3x3 matrix, they are asking you to find the determinant. What we will do is, we will first do this operation. R1 is replaced with R1 plus R2. So when you do this, you get cos square plus sin square, which is 1, 1 plus 1 is 2, again cos square plus sin square, which is 1, and then you have cos square theta 1 sin square theta minus 3, 4, 7. You can expand this now. So when you expand, this is like 1 into 7 minus 4 sin square theta minus 2 into 7 cos square theta plus 7 cos square theta plus 3 sin square theta, and then plus 1 into 4 cos square theta plus 3. So let's identify the constant. This is 7 and then this is plus 3, which is 10. Now this is minus 4 sin square and this is minus 6, which is minus 10. So this is minus 10 sin square theta, and then this is minus 14. Minus 14 plus 4 is minus 10. So this is minus 10 cos square theta. If you take minus 10 common, sin square plus cos square is 1. 10 minus 10 is 0. So 0 is the answer for this question. They are asking the smallest eigenvalue. The procedure is finding the characteristic equation. So what is the characteristic equation? It is A minus lambda I determinant equal to 0. So it is 4 minus lambda 3 1 0 6 minus lambda 0 0 4 7 minus lambda, equating the determinant to 0. I use this column to find the determinant because it has more zeros. So when you use this is 4 minus lambda into 6 minus lambda into 7 minus lambda minus 0, that's it, and the remaining elements are 0, and this has to be equated to 0. These are nice factors from which we can say the eigenvalues are 4, 6, 7. So the smallest eigenvalue is what? It is 4. This is one of the simplest question. This kind of question repeated in GATE computer science paper where a triple integral is given. So they should have given this bracket. Okay, so let us assume there is a bracket here. So dx dy dz, you need to first integrate with respect to x, y, z. So when you integrate, you get x square y minus z cube into x, and the limits of x are from minus 3 to 3. If you substitute the limits, this will be 9y minus 3z cube minus, and then when you substitute the lower limit, it will be like 9y plus 3z cube. So you have 2 more integrations to do. First let us simplify this. 9y cancels and you are left with minus 6z cube, and the next integration is with respect to dy, so whose integration will be like this, minus 6z cube y, and the y limits are 0 to 1, so which again gives you minus 6z cube. Again you need to integrate with respect to z, so you get minus 6 by 4 z power 4, and the limits are 1 to 2. 16 minus 1 is 15, and here it is 3 into 15 is 45. It is minus 45 by 2. There is no option which is matching, so none of the above is the right answer. And please remember, they should have placed a bracket here. So how many 4-letter words can be used, can be formed using the letters of the word Gaganyaan? If you look at the distinct letters here, the distinct letters given are A, G, N and Y. So is G covered? Yes. A covered? Yes. N covered? Yes. Y covered? Yes. So it is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think it's a 9-letter word. It's okay, but how many distinct letters are there? Only 4 are there. And he wants 4-letter words. How many 4-letter words can be formed using these letters with no repetition? It is like, if I give you n different objects, in how many ways you can arrange them? The answer is n factorial. So the answer is 4 factorial here, which is 24. This looks very simple. Now this is one of the easiest questions in the entire paper. Which of the following mentioned probability density function is applicable to a discrete random variable? What's the keyword here? The discrete random variable is a keyword. If you look at the options, Poisson random variable is an example of a discrete random variable. In the classes we used to tell the number of misprints, the number of telephone calls received in a particular hour, the number of people who survive to the age of 100, the number of customers entering a bank in a particular duration. All this follows Poisson random variable, which is discrete random variable. Gaussian is continuous, Rayleigh is continuous, exponential, which deals with the amount of time until a specific event occurs. It is representing time, it's a continuous random variable. The only option which is a discrete random variable is Poisson random variable. So there were 5 easy questions from this paper. So next we have another faculty coming up, so they will be taking the session. Thank you.
So now we are going to see computer networks and information security related questions. So overall from this computer networks and information security part, we are having highest weightage in this particular ISRO examination, which is having around 15 questions. So those questions we are going to cover now. So this is the question which is related to information security. Look at the question statement. How many keys are needed for encrypted communication among 16 persons using AES encryption, assuming unique key is used between any two persons, right? So if you consider this particular line, unique key is used between any two persons. It means if you consider two users here, between these two one key. If you consider three users here, between three users, one key here, one key here, one key here. So this way, if you can check, there are 4 users, then between these 4 users, we require how many keys? 6 keys are required, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So total 6 keys are required. So if you apply this one, 2 users require 1 key, right? 2 users requires 1 key, 3 users requires 3 keys, 4 users requires 6 keys. So this way if you go, n users requires n into n minus 1 by 2, and that too this is a AES advanced encryption standard algorithm which is related to symmetric key cryptography, right? In symmetric key cryptography, if n users are participated, then we required n into n minus 1 by 2 number of keys are required. So here what is the n? 16. So 16 into 16 minus 1 by 2, which is 8 into 15, which is 120. So 120 keys are required, which is matching with option A, right? Option A is the answer for this question. Next, look at this question. So this is also related to, you can say that information security or else cyber security. Related to this question, which of the following does not use keys? Does not use keys. Option A, symmetric ciphers. Option B, generation of message digest. Option C, generation of message authentication code, and option D, key exchange algorithms. So here we are not using, the question is asking about which does not use keys. So if you consider option B, which is the straight answer for this question, reason, you are generating the message digest here, generating the message digest. So this, in order to generate this message digest, generally what we are using? We are using cryptographic hashing algorithms. We are using cryptographic hashing algorithms. So, but not any keys here. We are using cryptographic hashing algorithms to generate the message digest. So that is why option B is the answer for this question, as it is clearly mentioned, does not use any keys. So option B is the answer for this question. Next, coming to next question. So coming to this question, this is also related to cyber security or else you can say information security. In which of the following cases a user is persuaded to reveal personal data by hackers or cyber criminals? The person is getting convinced by which of these following attacks? That's what the question. So the answer is, you can say phishing. You know that phishing is a social engineering attack, right? It is a social engineering attack. So in this particular social engineering attack or else in this particular phishing attack, the intruder or else the hacker is calling to somebody and he is gathering all his private information during the discussion. So by asking some related questions, he is gathering all the sensitive information. So means the attacker is convincing the user in order to gather the personal information. That is why phishing is the correct answer for this particular question, option C, right? Then coming to next question. So related to this question, this is also, you can say computer networks or else you can also say security part. Look at this question statement. Which of the following protocols or applications does not facilitate? See, the question is asking you about does not facilitate data encryption. Does not facilitate data encryption. That is what the main critical line here. So which of the following protocols or applications does not facilitate data encryption when data is sent over computer network using the using that protocol or its application? Option A, HTTPS. Option B, SNMP v3 version 3. and option C DNS using DNSSEC, and option D SFTP. So if you consider, as it is speaking about does not facilitate encryption, so option C is the perfect answer for this question, which does not use any algorithms, any protocols. It is just providing you authentication but not encryption. It is just providing you authentication but not it is providing any encryption. But if you check with the remaining algorithm, remaining protocols, HTTPS, it is using a protocol called TLS protocol in order to provide this encryption. SNMP, if you consider, it is using some AES or else DES algorithms in order to provide the encryption, and SFTP uses a protocol called SSH, which is secure hash protocol. Using that, it is able to provide the encryption. But DNS using DNSSEC does not use any protocol for the encryption purpose, just it ensures the authentication and confidentiality. So that is why we can say option C is the correct answer for this question, as it is clearly mentioned that does not facilitate encryption. Okay, right. So option C is the answer for this question. Next, coming to next question. If an encryption key is n bit long, then how many distinct encryption keys are possible? It is a direct question. If I am having n bit data, then how many combinations I can do? I can have 2 power n keys. So that option A is the answer for this question, direct question, right? Option A is the answer, right? So then look at the next question. Which of the following can be protected using firewall? So which of the following can be protected by or else protected using firewall? Using firewall we are protecting here. What is that? Option A, dumpster diving, option B, physical theft, option C, shoulder surfing, option D, network scanning. So among these, which can be protected by the firewall? In the sense, network scanning can be protected using firewall, and remaining all are what? You can say these are all comes under, you can say that physical thefts, these are all comes under physical related. So shoulder surfing is what? What is the meaning of shoulder surfing? Along with you somebody is following, that is what, or else you can say while you are entering your password, somebody is looking at your password, that is called shoulder surfing. Then physical theft, whatever the information is there, that information in terms of digital, he is thefting that physical entity, that is what the meaning of physical theft. Then dumpster diving, what is the meaning of dumpster diving? So here dumpster diving is related to whatever the organization information is there, that organization information, if it is used, if it is not useful, what we are doing, we are throwing it into the some dustbin, right? So whenever the dust is being gathered, some peon or somebody can throw out that dust outside of the organization. So by gathering that dust, whatever the dust that is being thrown out of the organization by the peon, by gathering that dust, people are able to get the information about the organization and they can start attacking. So that such kind of information is called, such kind of attack is called dumpster diving. So overall you can say these are all comes under physical activities, but the network scanning is not physical activity. So that is why it can be protected using firewall. Network scanning can be protected using firewall, but not remaining, because these are all related to physical activities. So that is why network scanning can be protected using firewall. Option D is the answer for this question. Let us move to the next question. So match the following in the context of information security. So coming to this, if you consider non-repetition, what is the meaning of non-repetition? The meaning of non-repetition is once some MOU is being happened, that MOU cannot be denied by somebody. That is what the meaning of non-repetition. So that is related to what? 1 goes to R. So 1 goes to R. Then data confidentiality. Confidentiality is what? The other third party person should not know that. That is what the meaning of confidentiality, which means protection of data from unauthorized disclosure, which is matching with this particular one. So 3 goes to P, 3 goes to P. Then data integrity. So what is the meaning of data integrity? Your data, while it is transferring from sender to receiver, in between it should not get modified. That is what the meaning of integrity. So if you consider here, assuming that the data arrived are exactly as sent by using authorized entity, this is what exactly matching with option C. I can say 2 is matching with C, yes, 2 is matching with yes. Then what else remaining? What else remaining? If you can see, Access control. Access control, generally what we are doing, we are preparing some access control list in the firewalls. Based on that access control list, the firewall is to block the incoming traffic or else outgoing traffic. It can do the filtering information, right? So that is what access control. So that can be done. Access control is related to what? Prevention of unauthorized use of resource. That is what your correct matching here. So that is access control 4 goes to Q. So now if you check options, 1 or 2s, 1 or 2s, look at option B, 1 or 2s can be seen only in option B. Then 3p and 4q, exactly 3p and 4q. So this is what correct matching here, okay, right. So then coming to next question. Which of the following defines the format for the public key infrastructure? So we are using this public key infrastructure in public key cryptography, we know. So this public key cryptography, what is exact format is X.509. It is a straightforward question. X.509 is the PKI format. So that is what the meaning of this particular question. So option B is the answer for this. Then coming to next question. A company wants to transmit data between its two offices with full confidentiality and integrity. With full confidentiality and integrity, mind this. This is what the underlined term, with full confidentiality and integrity. So it means authorized, the third party person should not know, plus the data whichever you are passing, it should not be modified. That is what the meaning of integrity. So private IP addresses used by the system inside the company should also be confidential. This is also one important line. Private IP address also should not be disclosed. Private IP address also should not be disclosed, and it should provide the confidentiality as well as it should provide integrity also, okay. So which of the following IPsec configuration will meet these requirements? So if you consider tunneling with ESP, where you can see this one, option C is the perfect answer for this question. So using this ISP using ESP, right, IPsec using ESP in tunneling mode is able to provide confidentiality as well as integrity. Along with that, private IP address also can be hidden, but they don't disclosed. But remaining, you can say authentication header. Authentication header, it can disclose. It can disclose the private IP addresses, but might be it is able to provide confidentiality and integrity. But private IP addresses can be disclosed using these authentication headers. So that is why wherever you are finding AH, that is not an answer for this question. Reason, it is disclosing the IP addresses, private IP addresses. But tunneling, wherever you are able to see, in that tunneling we can have security, it is hiding the private IP addresses, plus it is providing confidentiality plus integrity. So that is why option C is the answer for this question. Look at the next question. So computer A is assigned with an IP address of 10.0.0.126 and computer B is assigned with an IP address of 10.0.0.131. The network mask is 255, 255, 255, 192 in both the cases. Which of the following statements are true? So this is a direct question. You can say 10.0.0.0, I mean this is related to which addressing? It is related to private IP addressing. Private IP addressing is part of what? Classful or classless? It is part of classless, which is also called Slidher notation. So based on that, you can filter one option as it is classless related, right? Based on that, you can check options. The given network mask cannot be assigned to class A IP addresses. This is not correct answer for this, right? Because it is related to classless addressing. Then 10.0.0.x addresses have to be allocated by INA. No, INA does not allocate these private IP addresses. Who is assigning the private IP address to you? DHCP router. So but here it is mentioned INA. So INA does not provide private IP addresses. INA can give some portion of IP addresses to the ISP, and that ISP can assign you what is that address, that is public IP address. But here it is mentioned that 10.0.0.0 to 10.255.255.255, that range of called private IP addresses. That is why this is not the perfect answer for this question, correct? Because INA does not assign them, DHCP router can assign them. Then coming to option C, a router will be required to communicate between A and B. Okay, so let's check. Here IP address 1 is being given. What is that IP address 1? If you check, IP address 1 is what? 10.0.0.126. and what is the net mask it is given? Subnet mask, if you check, 255, 255, 255 and 192. So if you perform end operation, like if you find out subnetwork address, what is that? 10.0.0, and this is 126, this is 192, it is comes under what? 64. Subnetwork address is 64 here, right? If I perform logical AND operation between these two. Then IP address 2 I am having. What is that IP address 2? Verify. IP address 2 is what? 131. So 10.0.0.0.131 and subnet mask address is what I am having? 255, 255, 255 and 192. So if you consider this subnetwork address, if I find out, right? Subnetwork address if I find out 10.0.0 and this one is comes under what? 128 can be the common one, correct? So are these two are belongs to same subnet? No, and that too this is belongs to one different subnet, this is belongs to one different subnet. How can I say? Because according to this particular given subnet mask address, according to this particular given subnet mask address, I am having 6-bit host ID. Am I correct or not? I am having 6-bit host ID. It means in first subnet I can have 0 to 63, in next subnet I can have 64 to 127, and in the next subnet I am having 128 to what is that other one? 64 into 3, if you consider 191. So now check, 64 comes under which subnet? Second subnet, correct? And 128 is comes under which subnet? Third subnet. So both are belongs to different subnets, correct? So your 126 is belongs to this particular subnet, second subnet, subnet 2, and 131 is belongs to subnet 3. So both are not belongs to same. So whenever two different subnetwork addresses you are having, in order to combine both of them, compulsory you require some router. So that is why option C is the answer for this question. So a router will be required to communicate between A and B, because both A and B are not belongs to same subnet, right? So that is why option C is the answer for this question. Next, coming to next question. While troubleshooting the internet access problem reported by a user, a computer technician finds that the default gateway, mind this is the important line. What is that important line? Default gateway, okay, default gateway, right. So default gateway setting is wrong. Which layer of OSI model is associated with the cause of problem experienced by the user? So default gateway is what? Default gateway is what? Your router, right? So router is belongs to which network, which layer of OSI reference model? Network layer. So network layer number is what? Layer 3. So directly you can say option C is the answer for this question, because this is related to default gateway setting is wrong, right? So default gateway is your router. Generally routers are acting as default gateway, right? So router is working in the network layer. That is why directly you can say option C is the answer for this question. Next, coming to next question. Yeah, so coming to this question, an RSA crypto system selects two prime numbers, P is equals to 11, Q is equals to 13. If the private key is D is equals to 7, which of the following can be the values of public key E? So verify. So if you consider P value, what is the first step according to your RSA algorithm? P is being given 11, Q is being given 13, both are prime numbers. Then what is the second step? You have to calculate N. What is that N? P into Q. Then 11 into 13, if you calculate, what you are going to get? 143, correct? Then what is the third step? You have to calculate Euler's tuition function, which is phi of n. What is the formula? P minus 1 into Q minus 1. So what is the P? P is what? 11, 11 minus 1, 10, Q minus 1, which is 12. Then what is the pi of n? 120, correct? Then what is the formula that we are using to calculate the public key or else the private key? That is dE mod pi of n is equals to 1. So here the public key exponent is being given. What is the public key exponent? E is given, but it is E is given? No. So D is given, sorry, D is given. D is given. What is the D value? 7 into E modulus phi of n. What is the phi of n? 120 is equals to 1. So now look at, substitute these values, simply substitute these values in the place of E. In the place of E, substitute those values. Then whatever the result you are getting, if you perform the modulus operation between that result and 120, your remainder should be 1, right? So if you consider first option A, what is that option A? 103. So 103 into 7, if you calculate 103 into 7, so it is how much it is? 721. 721 is the product here, right? If I keep 103 here, 7 into 103 mod 120, correct? So which is 721 mod 120. So is it correctly matching? When you perform some division operation, modulus operation, 721 by 120, if you do, what is the remainder you are going to get? 1 or not? 1. But with the remaining all values, you do not get 1, right? Reason, if you consider this one, 21. So 21 into 7 if you do, 21 into 7, what is this? 147. 147 divided by 120, are you going to get remainder is 1? No, right? So this particular expression should meet here. So this expression can meet only with the E value of 103. So that is why option A is the answer for this question. Option A is the answer for this question, okay, right. Then look at the next question. Suppose the host firewall of a computer is configured to block all incoming ICP packets, okay. So suppose that the host firewall of a computer is configured to block all incoming ICMP packets. So you want to block all ICMP incoming packets. What could be its effect on function of TCP/IP protocol stack, TCP/IP protocol stack of the host? Option A, no effect. Option B, path MTU discovery failures. Option C, slow start failures. Option D, congestion control fails. See, basically this slow start fails and congestion control, these two are belongs to congestion. These two are belongs to congestion. So, but not related to this particular one. So, if you block the whole ICMP traffic, then what will happen? Path MTU discovery gets failed. Obviously, there is an effect, but that is why option A is not answer for this. And these two are related to congestion control. But here the question is asking you, you are blocking all the incoming ICMP packets. You are blocking all the ICMP incoming packets. For that, what is the relevant answer here? In the sense, the path MTU, which is maximum transfer unit, discovery can be failed. So that is the way how you can answer this question. Option B is the answer for this. Next, coming to this question, what is the ideal TCP window size of a sender to fully utilize a link of bandwidth 8192.000 bits per second and latency of 32 milliseconds? Okay. So as the question is TCP, you know that TCP links are full duplex links, right? Full duplex link. So the question is asking you window size. Okay. So then what it is asking, what we have to find out? We need to find out bandwidth delay product, because TCP is working in the full duplex. So for a full duplex link, what is the bandwidth delay product? B into RTT. So what is the bandwidth here? 8192 into 10 power 3 into latency. Latency means what? Your RTT. What is that RTT? 32 milliseconds. 32 into 10 power minus 3. Totally it is in terms of bits, because your bandwidth is in terms of bits. So 10 power 3, 10 power minus 3 gets cancelled. So if you do this, if you check all these options, these are all in terms of bytes, right? These are all in terms of bytes. But what is the value that we are having here? 8192, 32 bits we are having. I need to express this in terms of bytes. So 8192 into 32 by 8 bytes. 8 bytes. Then if I cancel this 4 times, then 8192 into 4. 8192 into 4, if you see, you can see that option D can be the answer for this. 8 4s, you can say there itself, we can say 32, right? So 32 768 bytes is the answer for this question. So option D is the answer for this question. Next, coming to next question. Yes, this is related to Hamming code. You know that Hamming distance. So what is the meaning of Hamming distance? The number of bits that are differ between any two code words, that is called your Hamming distance, right? So if you consider, first let me find out the Hamming distance between all these three code words. So for example, if you consider code word A, what is the code word A? 5 zeros, right? And code word B, 0 111 0. What is the number of bits? What is the Hamming distance here? Calculate. What is the Hamming distance? 3. Because what is the Hamming distance? It defines the number of bits that are differ between any two code words. So here these 3 bits are differ. That is why Hamming distance is 3. Then first code word I am comparing with the third code word. What is the third code word? 000. Then what is the having distance here? 2. 2 bits are got differ. Then I have to consider code word B and code word C. What is the code word B? 01110, and code word C is what? 11000. So then how many bits are differ here? Having distance is 4, right? 4. Then minimum having distance I have to consider. So what is the minimum having distance? 2. Among all of these, the minimum having distance is 2. So then how many number of bits? Maximum number of bits. Number of bits that can be corrected. Number of bits that can be corrected. So what is the formula that we are having? D minimum minus 1 by 2, and this is the floor value, right? This is the floor value of D minimum minus 1 by 2. What is the D minimum? 2 minus 1 by 2. So if you consider this 1 by 2, you are getting 0.5. So do you have half bit corruption is possible? Half bit corruption, is it possible? Full bit may be manipulated, but not half bit. So that is why option D is the answer for this question. So option D is the answer for this question, because it will be unable to correct the error. Reason, you are having half bit. How you can do half bit? You cannot have half bit errors, right? You are having single bit errors or else multi bit errors, but not half bit error. So with this having distance, the number of bits that can be corrected you are getting as half, which is not possible. That is why the suitable answer for this question is option D. Okay, right. So next question. Yeah. So this is what your computer networks part. So whatever the questions that we have discussed, we are getting these questions from both computer networks and information security. Then we are moving to operating systems. So what is the next one? We are having operating systems. From this operating systems also we are having 8 questions around, right? 8 questions we are having. So those questions we are going to see. Check this question. Operating system must provide a mechanism for both for parent process to create the new child process. Which of the following statements is true? So you need to find out the true statement here. You need to find out true statement. When parent process creates the new process. So when parent process creates new process, then which of the following statements are true? So verify. Option A, the parent process continues to execute concurrently with its children. Statement B, the parent waits until some or all of its child process have terminated. Option C, the parent waits for the child process by issuing a signal system call. Option D, both A and B. So if you consider that operations on a process, fork system call, based on Unix, if you consider Unix based operating systems, using fork after creating the child process, there is a possibility that both parent process and child process can run in a concurrent manner. So that is option A is possible answer. So this is possible. In Unix based systems this is possible, right? Because you are creating this a child process using fork system call. So while the parent process is running, child process also can run in parallel. That is possible in Unix based systems. So that is why you can say this statement is true. Then coming to option B, the parent waits until some or all its child process have terminated. So this is also possible. Reason, sometimes the parent process can call wait system call or else wait PID system call. So based on that system calls, it can wait until some or all of its child process gets terminated. So that is why both A and B are possible. Hence option D is the perfect answer for this question. Okay, right. Then coming to next. This is straightforward question based on process state diagram. Which of the following transitions is not possible between the process states shown below? So if you consider the process state diagram here, new state you are having, ready state you are having, running state you are having, exit state you are having, and waiting state you are having, correct? So this is possible. What this transition is called as admitted. This is possible. What this transition is called as scheduled, or else you can say dispatched, correct? And this is also possible because of interrupt or else timeout, correct? And this is also possible when an IO event is occurred, when an IO event is occur, and this is also possible when an IO event is finished. When both IO and CPU operations are finished, then the process can enter into exit state. According to this state diagram, running to ready is possible, yes. Running to terminate, yes, it is also possible. Running to waiting, it is also possible. But waiting to running, is it possible? No possible. So that is why option D is the answer for this question. So the question is asking about what? Not possible. Okay. So option D is not possible here. Next. Yeah. So this is the question which is related to FCFS. So PID, you are having arrival time, you are having execution time, P1, P2, P3, arrival time 6, 0, 3, execution time 24, 3 and 3. Okay. So if you consider the Gantt chart for this system using FCFS, if you consider the Gantt chart for this system, so at 0, which process is arrived? P2 is arrived with how much execution time? 3 execution time. So see, alone process, so that I can give to the CPU gets executed up to 3 because it is non-preemptive. By 3 who is coming? P3 is coming with how much execution? 3 execution. So now as it is alone process, we can hand over it. It gets executed up to 6. By 6 who is coming? P1 is coming with how much execution time? 24. So since it is alone process, we can hand over it. It gets executed by 30. So now check completion time. If you check, P1 is completed at 30, P2 is completed at 3, P3 is completed at 6. Then turnaround time, completion time minus arrival time. So 24, 3 and 3. Waiting time. What is the waiting time? Turnaround time minus execution time. So 24 minus 24, 0, 3 minus 3, 0, 3 minus 3, 0. So if you check here, average waiting time, you are getting 0. Average turnaround time, if you check, 24 plus 3, 27, 27 plus 3, 30, 30 by 3, how much you are getting? 10. Turnaround time is 10, average waiting time is 0, 0, it is 0, right? Waiting time is 0, turnaround time is 10. Verify the options. Yeah, so turnaround time is 10, you are getting, average turnaround time you are getting 10, average waiting time is 0. So option C is the answer for this question. Okay, right. So let's move to the next question. Yeah, this is the question which is related to your banker's algorithm, banker's safety algorithm, if you consider. So look at this question. Maximum allocation is given, current allocation is given, maximum demand is given, available is also given. But what is the matrix that is needed to you? What is the other data structure that is needed to you? Need data structure is needed to you. What is the need data structure? The difference between maximum demand and current allocation. So 7 minus 0, 7 minus 0, 7, 5 minus 1, 4, 3 minus 0, 3. Then this is what P0. Then P2, 3 minus 2, 1, 2 minus 0, 2, 2 minus 0, 2. Then P2, 9 minus 3, 6, 0 minus 0, 0, 2 minus 2, 0. So now are we able to satisfy all these 3 needs with this available or not? If you check, if you get the safe sequence, then the answer is going to be safe state. So verify. First P0 if you consider, P0. What is the need of, we are comparing the need of P0, what that is 743 with the current available. What is the current available? 545. Are we able to satisfy this? No, this is false. So then we are moving to P1 process. Need is less than or equals to available. What is the need of P1? 122 is less than or equals to 545. Is it possible to satisfy or not? Yes, it is possible to satisfy. Then it is true. So once we came to know that P1 can be finished, then what we can do? We can make available the allocated resources of this P1 to the rest of process, right? So that is why work is equals to work plus allocation. Into the work what we are saving? We are saving available. What is the available we are having? 545. And what is the allocation of this P1? Check. The allocation of P1 is 200. Then it is coming to 745. This is the updated available after finishing of P1. So therefore, the safe sequence I am getting here is first starts with P1. Then I am coming to P2 process. What is the P2? Need is less than or equals to available. What is the need of P2? What is the need of P2? Verify. The need of P2 is 600. Is less than or equals to, what is the updated available? 745. So can we satisfy this P2 or not? Yes. So that I can say it is true. then work is equals to work plus allocation. What is the work? 745 plus what is the allocation of P2? Allocation of P2 is 302. What is that? 10, 4 and 7, right? 10, 4, 7. So P2 can be part of the safe sequence. Then what is left over? P0. So verify now. The update available is 10, 4, 7. So now this is what your first iteration of the banker safety algorithm. Then in the second iteration of banker safety algorithm, the need is less than or equals to available. If you check, what is the need of this P0? 743. And what is the available, current available? 10, 4, 7. Can we satisfy this need of P0? Yes, we can satisfy. So that I can add P0 also. So I am getting clear cut safe sequence here, that is P1, P2 and P0. So if I get the safe sequence, then what is the conclusion we can say? The system is in safe state. So option C is the answer for this question, right? Then coming to next question. Yeah, so this is the question which we are having from optimal page replacement algorithm. So coming to this, if you consider, overall I can say directly, because this is a straightforward question, I can say that option D is the answer for this question, because after me there are so many subjects needs to be covered. So that's why I directly giving the answer for this question as 8 page faults. You can check with the 3 page frames, with this page reference string, how many page faults can be happened, in the sense as I have already calculated, I can say it is 8 page faults. You can see in our portal ACE Engineering Academy website, we are going to post the solutions. You can download that, you can find the solution for this question, okay, right. So or else if you want me to solve, I can solve, I don't have any issue in that, okay, right. So next coming to this question, yeah, so this is direct statement. What is a direct statement? A situation where several processes access and manipulate the same data concurrently, and outcome of the execution is depends on the particular order in which access takes place is called direct statement. It is race condition. What is the definition of race condition? Whenever multiple processes are trying to access the same data or else trying to execute the same data, then the outcome of that execution is completely based on the order in which the execution can be taken place. That is what your race condition. So straight question, right? Based on race condition, straight question, and you can see this is one of the previous year gate question, right? So then coming to next question. Yes, this is what your resource allocation graph, and asking you to find out weight for graph. Asking you to find out weight for graph. You know, in the weight for graph, what we are going to consider as vertices, we are going to consider only processes as vertices, correct? So that's why I am having P1 process here. I am going to place only P1, only processes, because in weight for graph only processes can be acted as vertices. So P1, P2, P3, and here I can have P4 and here I can have P5. So now you know that in weight for graph, an edge between Pi to Pj implies that 2 edges of RAG. What is the 2 edges? One is request edge, another one is allocation edge, means Pi to Rj, Rj to Pj. These two are the edges that are part of your resource allocation graph. For these edges, one edge is happening in this particular weight for graph, that is Pi to Pj. So that particular sequence you can apply here. So look at Pi to Rj, look at request edge, Pi to Rj and Rj to Pj, Pi to Rj, Rj to Pj. One request edge, one allocation edge, one request edge, one allocation edge. I can collapse, I can make an edge between P2 to P3. So that is the way I am having an edge here, P2 to P3. Similarly, check Pi to Rj, Rj to Pj, Pi to Rj, Rj to Pj. One request edge, one allocation edge. So that I can make an edge between P3 to P4. I can make an edge between P3 to P4. Then look at here now, P2, Pi to Rj, request edge and allocation edge, right? So means I can make an edge between P2 to P4. I can make an edge between P2 to P4. Then look at request edge, Pi to Rj and Rj to Pj, Pi to Rj, Rj to Pj, request edge, allocation edge, means I can collapse these 2 edges, I can make a edge between P1 to P4 to P1. So what is the edge I am having here? So P4 to P1, P4 to P1, P4 to P1, right? Then look at here, one request edge, Pi to Rj and Rj to Pj, right? So, one request edge and one allocation edge, which means I can make an edge between P1 to P2. So, like this, right. Then look at here, one request edge and one allocation edge. Request, allocation means I can collapse these two edges and I can make an edge between P2 to P5. So, this is the way how I can have the weight for graph. So, if you verify among the options, option B, you do not have any edge between P2 to P4. Look at, you have actually an edge between P2 to P4, but in option B you do not find. So, that is why option B is not answer. And here P3 to P4 you do not have any edge, but if you see P3 to P4 you are having edge, that is why option C is not answer. Then here P4 to P1 also we are having edge, here you look P4 to P1 is also we are having edge. So, that is why option D is eliminated. So, what else remaining you have? Only option A, so that option A is the answer for this question. Perfect weight for graph for this given resource allocation graph. It is a straightforward question from your Galvin textbook, straight example, right. Then coming to next one. Yeah, so this is wonderful question, I can say. So, the question is saying that in the context of operating system process scheduling, if W represents waiting time, R represents run time, okay, R represents run time, W represents wait time, and T represents turnaround time, S represents response time, okay. So, let me write all of them. So, W is what? Waiting time, R means what? Execution time, run time, turnaround time, T is what? Your turnaround time, and S means what? Your response time, right. So, now you check here, this is the execution diagram, verify. Time 1, what is the time 1? Arrival and execution. Process is arrived and it is execution from here. It means during this particular time, what the process is doing? It is waiting. So, this time 1 is waiting, T1 is waiting, it is waiting for execution, it is created successfully, but it is waiting for execution. Then execution to finish, what this time 2 is called? Execution is happening, run time. So, that I can say time T2 is called your run time is T2. Then verify time 3, arrival and first output in the sense first response. The time difference between arrival time and the first response, what it is called? Response time I can see here. So, time 3, this is what your response time. Then look at arrival time and completion time and arrival time. What is the time reference? It is called turnaround time. So, this particular one is called T4, time turnaround time. So, now verify among the options. So, time 1 is waiting, T1 is waiting, so that you can ignore option C, option B here and option D also here, because time 1 is waiting time. Then time 2, T2 is run time, T2 is run time. In option C and A, we are having run time only. Then turnaround time is T4, but here turnaround time is given response time, right. So, T4 is turnaround time actually, where I can have T4 is turnaround time, yes. So, if here if you can see time 4 is turnaround time. So, option C is the correct answer for this question. Option C is the correct answer. Time 2T is response time, yes, response time time T2, time T1 is waiting time, service time you can say response time is time T3, correct. So, option C is the answer for this question. Next, yeah, so these are the questions we are having from operating system subject, and I hope all the explanations and the keys are clear to all of you. Thank you.
Dear aspirants, this is Vavi Ramaya. We are going to discuss the questions from the subjects of COA, algorithm, programming language and data structure. But unfortunately, we cannot find even single question from COA subject in this year. We don't know the actual reason. That's why I am going to start the same with algorithms. We had 4 questions from algorithm. First question, watch first question. Match the following table showing algorithm and its application. Straight question quiz. P, a person wants to visit from one place to another place in shortest period. Q, a person wants to visit m places in shortest period. R, all n persons wants to visit all m places in shortest period. Here, 1, Floyd's algorithm. 2, multi-stage graph algorithm. 3, Dikshitra's algorithm. Now, it is the straight question. If you watch this one, option A is correct. P is equal to 2, Q is equal to 3, it is enough. P is equal to 2. Here a person wants to visit from one place to another place in shortest period, nothing but multi-stage graph. So, it is enough. Next, come to second question. It is also direct question. Which of the following is true about Greedy's algorithm? Which of the following is true about Greedy's algorithm? Here, it is also direct question. Makes local optimal decisions based on the selected criteria. Option B, correct. Direct question it is also. Next, come to third question. Which of the following sorting technique was applied for an input array 10, 5, 16, 2, 8, 9, which gives array 2, 5, 10, 16, 8, 9 after 3 iterations. Here it is also direct question. Here, answers are short. Next, come to next question. Human coding algorithm works on the principle of. It is also straight question. Here, frequencies of input symbols. Okay, these are the answers for algorithm. Next, come to programming language. We had 2 questions from this. First question, consider the following C++ snippet which allocates memory, integer, pointer is equal to new integer, bracket of 4. Which of the following statements may make the program crash when executed subsequently? Nothing but correct answer, pointer 4 is equal to 0x 16. Correct option C. Next question. Which one of the following is true for virtual machine like JVM? Which one of the following is true for virtual machine like JVM? Nothing but straight question, hardware independent. It is also straight question. Next, we had only 1 question from data structure. It is also straight question. Here, when a tree is given in the diagram, is traversed in order, the order would be, read question carefully, when a tree given in the diagram is traversed in order, the order would be, here he gave one tree. According to this, if you find the options here from this H, D, B, I, E, that's why correct answer is C. Here we completed these 3 subjects. Unfortunately, we didn't find even single question from COA. So, our next faculty member will continue the session. Thank you.
Hi students, hi everyone. I hope all of you doing well. I hope all of you done the today's ISRO's exam well. My dear, here now I am going to discuss the solutions for ISRO paper which comes to the subjects like discrete mathematical structures and also artificial intelligence and also software engineering, right. My dear, if you see in our discrete mathematics, we got some 7 questions in the paper. There are some 7 questions in the paper, and from AI we have 3 questions, and from software engineering also we have 7 questions, right. Let us discuss all these questions one by one. The first question is like this. So, they are asking the corresponding propositional function to that. This is the actual question and some options are given like this. Okay. Yeah, it is just like P is the power available to avionics package, and Q is the vehicle is power on, and R is the communication to the vehicle will establish. So, if these 3 are the propositions like P, Q, R, then the scenario, the statement what we have is, if the vehicle is power on, that means it is Q, and if the power is available to the avionics package, that means P, that is P here and P, then the communication to the vehicle will be established. The communication to the vehicle is established, which means it is R, right. Then we can say it is R. And we have implication law. What is implication law? If you have A implies B, you can take it as negation A or B. So, in that case it comes to negation of Q and P, which implies R, that is equals to negation Q, yeah, let me say like this, negation P or R, that is negation P, negation Q or R. As every operator is or here, you can apply associative property by observing the options. If you see option C, we have not P or not Q or R. So, let me apply some commutative property A or B. Let us write it as not P or not Q or R. Then answer comes to option C. Option C is the correct answer to this. Okay. And coming to this area, how many subsets of set of 1, 2, 3, 4 up to 12 can be formed such that no 2 elements in the set are consecutive. That means consecutive elements are not allowed. So, you just think about in this way. For example, if I take only one element, for n is equals to 1, you can prepare the sets like 5 and set 1. These are the subsets we can get. If you take number of elements 2, for n is equals to 2, set of 1, 2. For set of 1, 2, what are the possible subsets that you can prepare? We can prepare the possible subsets as 5, set 1, set 2 and also set of 1, 2. But I do not consider set of 1, 2 as the numbers are consecutive. Then answer comes to, you can get 3 numbers, right. For n is equals to 3, then the possible subsets are 5, set 1, set 2, set 3, set of 1, 2, set of 1, 3, set of 2, 3 and set of 1, 2, 3 here. As the given condition is successive numbers is not allowed in the subsets, I don't consider this set of 1, 2, 3, set of 2, 3, set of 1, 2, I don't take because they are consecutive numbers. So now we can get the answer like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 numbers are possible. My dear, understand when n is equals to 1, answer comes to 2. When n is equals to 2, the required answer comes to 3. When n is equals to 3, the required answer comes to 5. So I hope you understand the logic. So the sequence goes like a Fibonacci number, and if you want to find out for n value, the Fibonacci number comes to fn plus 2. Fn plus 2. As the given set consists 12 elements, we have 12 elements in the given set. So from this 12, for n is equals to 12, we have 12 plus 2, that means F14 is going to be answer. So we have F0, F1, F0 is 0, F1 is 1, next 0 plus 1 is 1, 1 plus 1 is 2, next is 3, 2 plus 3 is 5. Like this, when you are taking the numbers, F14 value comes to 377, and that is the correct answer to the question. Fine. And see the next problem. If A is a set with m elements and n is a positive integer, then the number of different elements in A power n. My dear, A power n means how many tuples that you can prepare, right? A power n, number of possible Cartesian products like. So as we remember in our combinatorics, we have division and distribution. In division and distribution, in the class also we have discussed the cases. The objects are fixed but not in equal size. Second case is fixed but not, they can be equal also. And third case is objects or the group size is not at all fixed. In that third case, when you are taking the elements, the first element, the first tuple can be prepared in m possible ways, right? And the different elements that you are going to take in A power n, in second tuple, it can also be taken in m ways. So m into m, so on like this, it comes n times, as we are taking A power n, we can get n times. Then the result comes to m power n. Yes, m power n is the correct answer. That is answer to the question. Now let us take some question from graph theory. There are 20 shopping malls. My dear, if you see in a city there are 20 shopping malls and they are interconnected by the roads. Each shopping mall can be reached through three different roads. That means each shopping mall can be reached to 3 different roads. From this, what you should understand, these shopping malls are acting like vertices. The number of vertices in the given graph is 20, and degree of every vertex in the graph is 3 for all v, let me say, right? And it is assumed that there is only one park is planned to be constructed in a region, and roads do not cross each other, no cross edges are available. They are trying to convey, it's a planar graph, and roads do not pass through a park. In that scenario, what is the maximum number of parks? That maximum number of parks, the maximum number of regions, the maximum number of faces, you can say. What is the maximum number of parks that can be constructed in the regions enclosed by these roads? Yes, my dear, here we have degree of a vertex. From this degree of vertex, let me say sum of degrees of all vertices is equals to, there are 20 vertices, each of degree 3, 20 into 3, it comes to 60. by taking handshaking lemma, by taking sum of degrees theorem. Yeah, in our handshaking lemma, sum of degrees of all vertices is equals to the 2 times of number of edges, is equals to the 2 times of number of edges. From the above step, we have sum of degrees is 60. So, 60 into 2e it is, then the number of edges comes to 30. Yeah, as the given one is a planar graph, number of vertices available, number of edges are available. If we go for number of regions, what number of regions comes to? For a planar graph, r plus v is equals to e plus 2, we have number of regions, we need to find that, number of vertices 20, number of edges 30, just now we got it, plus 2, then r is equals to 10 plus 2, that is 12. The number of faces comes to 12, that is the required answer to the question. The correct answer is 12. Fine. Now see another question from graph. They given some graph and they are asking about chromatic number. In this scenario, my dear, without analyzing this, if you go with normal way, you can find the number as big. You may get answer as 4 or 5 or 6. But when you are applying chromatic number, vertex coloring of a graph, you must be mind that you should follow Powell's algorithm, isn't it? By using Welch-Powell's algorithm, we have to color the highest degree vertex first. The highest degree in the graph is this 5th degree vertex. Let us color this vertex first. Okay, yeah, let us take this color as red color. This is red. Now let me take this blue color. They are adjacent now, that's why I am taking different color. Let's say next we have some 4th degree vertex, that becomes highest degree. This is in green color, this is in green color, let's say. And coming to this area, here red not allowed, green not allowed, but I can go with blue here. And coming to this, red not allowed, green not allowed, but we can take blue here. No blue, no green, but red is okay. No blue, no green, but here also red is okay. Yes, I just finished the task with 3 colors only. Less than 3 you cannot do it, and moreover you don't get any doubt in the options, the minimum number is 3. Yes, the chromatic number of the given graph is 3. It's not 4, it is 3. And also, my dear, if you see, there is a question, question number 71. In question number 71, they asked the number of 4-letter words, in the word like Gaganyaan. Right, such that no repetition is allowed. When you are taking no repetition is allowed, you just see how many different letters are there. So, first analyze the number of distinct letters, G, A, N, Y. Yeah, you just see the beauty of the question. In ISRO paper, they given a question on permutation and combination, and the word is Gaganyaan, right? Right. So there are 4 letters. The 4 letters, we are also required to prepare a 4-letter word, and 4 letters can be permutated in 4 factorial ways. Then the number of arrangements or the number of words possible where all 4 letters are distinct, no repetition is allowed, it comes to 4 factorial, just like 24. That is answer to the question. My dear, these are the 7 questions we have in our discrete mathematical structures. Now let me move on to artificial intelligence. Okay, In artificial intelligence, we have 3 questions, my dear, 49 and 50 and 51. And 51th question is the common area of basic question for AI and ML. That question, the third question is going to discussed by my dear faculty Uday sir. So, I will discuss these 2 questions. Just to see, simple agent. When you are taking agents in the class, it is very basic question. In the first class, basic concepts of AI, we covered that. We have the agents like simple agent, simple reflex agent, model based agent, utility based agent, and goal based agent, learning agent, hierarchical agent, and also multi-agent system. My dear, in the class I discussed that the first 5 things are basic agents. If you use autonomous vehicle, right, self-driving cars, model-based agent, and also simple reflex agent just like a thermostat, utility-based agent, whatever you are using our vacuum cleaner, goal-based agent playing a chess game with the system, and learning agent. So, the spam control box in the Gmail, different examples I have discussed in the class, and also hierarchical and multi-level agents. These comes the combination of these. Basically we have 5, and if you take overall 7 different agents are available. In the given question, they given unity based agent. This thing we don't have in our artificial intelligent agents. Yeah, this is the required answer, which is not a type of agent, means B is correct answer. Next, coming to this, advantages of artificial intelligence, business trending technologies. It helps in cyber security based on learning capabilities and all of the above options. My dear, in business terminology, you can go for first customer requirements. The first basic step is customer requirements. Any project begins with that part only. That is definitely analyzed by AI. And also cyber security incidents. All the crimes which is represented by the network systems, that was also monitored by the agents. And based on learning capabilities, just now I discussed Gmail example, that was also done by artificial intelligence. Almost in the first basic questions, is AI can do this one, is AI can monitor the railway systems, is AI can taste the food in Swiggy. Some questions I raised in the class also. So, such type of things, tasting and analyzing the food in Swiggy or other food delivery apps, that such type of things is not done by AI, but all other analysis can be possible. These are only just 3 points are available, but many points we discussed in the class. All of the above is correct answer, my dear. And one more question is also we have in AI, that thing you can get. Now, let me move on to SE part also, software engineering. Yes, here in software engineering, what we have is the first question, as per the engineering, which of the following things can correct stages of risk management. When you are taking risk management, the risk identification is the first factor. After that, risk analysis, then planning, then monitoring. The SE subject throughout will go to this problem only, right? Either in your studies, if you go to the first chapter of software engineering, you can go for waterfall model, spiral model, any model, first identification, next planning, and also monitoring. This is the sequence. Option D is correct one, my dear. Next, coming to the second part, X is a function defined in software project. Following statements are made. Yeah, fan in measures the number of functions that can call, fan out the number of functions which are called by the function. High value of fan in means that X is tightly coupled to the rest of the design out, and high value of fan out means overall complexity of X may be high. So, when you are taking the man-months concept, what you are going to take, the complexity of anything can be possible by taking the fan out methodology. Fan out doesn't means that the number of functions which are called by the function. So, it doesn't means that the high end function is going to be the fan out. Option 4 is the correct one. And the sequence is also in same way 1, 2, 3, 4 like. That is correct answer. And next coming to this one, the software project following information about domain, the characteristics are given. Yes, my dear, when you are finding the description, if you want to find out UPF value for the project, what you are going to do, you must find count of the number and average weighting factor. So, in that case, if you go for calculation, actually you should calculate this one, my dear, in this way. So, the count into the weighting factor is, it comes to 30 into 4 plus 60 into 5 plus 20 into 4 plus 50 into 10 plus 4 into 7. As I remember, this answer comes approximately 585, my dear. And after that, if you take the actual count, it comes to 0.1 into UPF value. You can take the formula, and then the value comes to 680. Yes, 618.46 is the correct answer to this question. Okay. And coming to cyclomatic complexity, so the cyclomatic complexity is with white box texting. It's not about black box texting or something else, it's white box texting. A is correct answer. And which of the following is related to the term alpha beta testing? Unit testing, system testing, asset testing, integration testing. When you are going for customer requirement analysis, first you will take asset testing. After that, you can go for integration testing, how much the system is correctness, integrity, and system testing, monitoring, and finally you will go for unit testing. So, the final part will comes to alpha beta. A is the appropriate answer to this question. And also the level of testing for CMMM processor is the initial stage and optimizing and identify what are these ABs. These ABs are comes to repeatable, defined, managed. So, what is the sequence you are going to take? My dear, level 2, the initial state it is, and it is level 3, then B, then C, then optimization. In case of ABC, it seems to be like answer C, but it is, I have some little doubt about this question. According to my knowledge, the correct answer is this one. First, the part is we have to define the initial state properly, and after that manageable, then repeatable, refinement what you are going to take. After finding the solution, you should go for best solution, that is called optimality, right. It seems to be in key something like C answer, but I feel D. You also please verify it once. And in the earlier discussion, I already made it. made it the requirement analysis, system design, architecture, module design, implementation. When you are doing all these process, the V model of software testing is almost the sequence what they have given, that is correct. Acceptance comes to requirement analysis, system testing comes to moduling, and integrity testing of correctness, and unit testing, alpha beta testing also takes place before going to the implementation in the sense of deployment, right. So, yes, the given sequence is correct. I can go with the proper order A, B, C, D, whatever they given in the question. Yeah, not this one, this one. Accept testing, integrity testing, system testing, unit testing. This is the correct one. Yeah, this is option A, my dear. A is available. A is available. System testing, integrity testing. Yeah, this one, system testing. This is correct. This is correct. Please let me correct this. B is not correct. A is correct. Let me confirm this. My dear students, that is about the discussion of solutions to the questions from our subjects like discrete mathematics and artificial intelligence, and what do you say, software engineering, and some more questions are also there in other subjects. Next, my dear colleague is going to take over this. Thank you for your attention.
now we are going to discuss some questions related to machine learning as well as artificial intelligence fundamentals. Here there is a question from the basic types of machine learning algorithms. The given question is, which of the following algorithms is used for reinforcement learning? In machine learning, basically we have three types of algorithms. One is supervised machine learning, another one is unsupervised, and the reinforcement learning. And naive Bayes is a supervised machine learning algorithm technique. Naive Bayes is supervised machine learning. Which is mainly used for classification tasks. And PCA, principal component analysis, is an unsupervised machine learning technique. It is unsupervised. And the idea of PCA, it is mainly used for dimensionality reduction purpose. And the fast forest quantile, it is a random forest technique which is used for regression purpose. Fast forest quantile is also come under the supervised machine learning type. It is supervised ML. And Q learning, actually this is the reinforcement learning. Actually, what is reinforcement learning? It is a trial and error method. Your agent, we call the basic system as an agent. The agent interacts with the environment in a trial and error manner. It will take a step which is called a move in the system, and that depending on that move there will be a reward. That could be a positive or a negative value. Right. So, if it is positive, then that will be considered as reward. If it is negative, that will be considered as a penalization. And based on this reward as well as a positive and negative rewards from the environment, the agent will learn. It learns and that learning is used in decision making. So, this idea is called reinforcement learning, and Q learning is one such algorithm. So, Q learning is the reinforcement learning technique. Reinforcement machine learning algorithm. So, option D is the right answer. So, option D is the correct answer. Next, which of the following algorithms is used for search optimization in AI? Option A, greedy algorithm. Option B, recursive algorithm. Option C, hill climbing algorithm, and option D, hot potato algorithm. Greedy and recursive approaches are the conventional algorithm techniques, and they are not used for optimization in AI. Option A and B, greedy and recursive techniques. Greedy and recursive algorithms are conventional algorithms, are conventional programming language related algorithms. They are not used in machine learning. And hill climbing is the optimization technique. The hill climbing is used in, so suppose if you take your curvature like this, this is my feature and the target, and if you look at, you can start at some random point. Yeah, let us say we have started here, then your object is to reach this point which is called local maxima, and to reach this local maxima, the used technique is hill climbing. It is like a step-by-step manner. How do we climb the hill? In a similar manner, wherever you start in the structure, from that place, your ultimate object is, or the final objective is to reach that maximum point, which is called local minima. And in order to reach that, this is the technique, optimization technique, which is used in artificial intelligence algorithms, such that option C is a right answer. So, option C is the correct answer. And what about option D? Hot potato algorithm is used in networking. It is a networking related algorithm, but it is not related to artificial intelligence algorithms, AI algorithms. So, option C is correct answer. Next question. Match the following in the context of big data. We have the structured data, semi-structured data and unstructured data at one side, and at the other side we have text files, images and videos, and fixed format data, XML and JSON data files. Here, if you look at the text files and image and videos, these are the raw sensory outputs, sensory devices output, and this is in a very crude form or raw form, which is called the unstructured form of the data. So, the text files, images, images and videos, text, image and videos, these are the unstructured data. Unstructured data. And coming to the fixed format data, the data which is given in the form of a table or which is in the matrix form, the data which is in a fixed table format, the data which is in fixed table format is the structured form of the data. This is the structured data. Okay. So, XML as well as JSON kind of data, this is depending on key value pairs as well as some tag based data. So, this is like a HTML kind of information. XML and JSON will be the semi-structured data, that is not in the crude form as well as that is not in a fixed table format, such that that would be considered as XML or JSON as well as HTML. All such kind of data format would be considered as semi-structured data. It is semi-structured. So, structured data is fixed format. One is mapped on to Q, and semi-structured 2 is mapped on to R, and unstructured is mapped on to P. So, option A is the correct answer. So, option A is the correct answer here. Next, a decision tree in AI can be used for only classification tasks, only regression tasks, both classification and regression tasks, and neither classification nor regression tasks. Decision tree is a very important machine learning algorithm that is used in building AI systems, which is capable to perform both classification as well as regression tasks. So, classification means if your target contains only a set of categories, that could be binary or multi-class, but that would be a specific type of category. Then that type of problem is a classification type problem, and the trees that are capable to handle classification tasks are classification trees. The decision trees that are capable to perform this classification tasks, the classification task are classification trees. Similarly, regression, if your target is numerical in nature, then regression task, decision trees that are capable to perform regression task are called regression trees. They are capable to perform those are whatever the trees that are capable to perform regression tasks are called regression trees, and they are capable to perform both the tasks. Decision trees are capable to perform both the tasks, such that option C is the correct answer. So, option C is the right answer. Next, we will see some fundamental questions related to big data. So, which of the following is a big data tool employed for real-time stream processing? Option A, Hadoop, option B, Apache Flink, option C, Splunk, and option D, ERD+. Actually, Hadoop is the one which is related to perform we need to big data tool for real-time streaming process. So, what is the idea of this real-time streaming, and where do we use this real-time streaming? So, if you want to collect the data from live data from some sensory devices that are used in IoT, and if you want to process that on live, then under such case this real streaming and processing is needed. So, real streaming and processing is required under such case. That is one example, and another good example is online fraud detection. Whenever a fraud happens, immediately the data has to be processed and it needs to be identified. So, under such case, the real-time stream processing can be used, right. So, which big data tool is capable to handle this real-time streaming? The answer is Apache Flink. Apache Flink is used to handle this real-time streaming. So, option B is the correct answer here. Actually, Hadoop is used to handle very large data in multiple systems that will be distributed among multiple systems, in a cluster. So, that is considered as a Hadoop HDFS, Hadoop Distributed Function Systems. Okay, that is called as Hadoop is and this HDFS will not be designed, it will not handle the real time stream processing. The real time streaming as well as its processing can be handled only by Apache Flink as far as the given options is concerned. Okay, and Splunk is used to log management. Splunk is the tool that is used for log management and monitoring. And ERD plus is the entity relationship diagrams. So, that is a data modeling tool. So, ERD plus is a data modeling tool. ERD plus is a data modeling tool. What it models is the entity relationship diagrams. So, these are also option C and D are also incorrect options. Right. Next question. Which of the following is used for storing unstructured data in big data environment? Here, if you look at in-memory database, the unstructured data size cannot be handled by your in-memory database, in-memory RAM. So, if you consider your in-memory as RAM, RAM cannot handle unstructured data, especially in big data scenarios, cannot handle unstructured form of the data for long term. RAM is, you know, this is for a temporary holding the data, and such kind of big data data cannot be handled by your in-memory database. And the relational database as well as SQL database are mainly used. That means, you know, SQL, MySQL is a relational database which is always takes the structured form of the data. Relational and SQL, of course, SQL is relational database only. SQL are for structured form of the data, for structured data, right. So, NoSQL is the tool that is designed for handling the unstructured data in big data environment. So, option C is the correct answer here. So, NoSQL is the tool that is capable to handle unstructured data and that is capable to store the unstructured data in big data environment. Which of the following is not a characteristic of big data? This is a standard question. The basic characteristics of big data are velocity, volume and variety. Any kind of data, any size of the data as well as with any speed, with high speed also, if you provide, if you give the data, the big data environment is capable to handle it, but it is not possible to provide a visualization for the data. It is not possible to have a visualization of the data that we obtain here, such that answer B, that means option B is not a characteristic of big data, that is visualization. Next question. What is the primary purpose of HDFS, Hadoop Distributed File System in big data storage? That is to compress files, to store in-memory data, to store relational data and to store large files across multiple machines. Actually, the name itself is suggesting HDFS is Hadoop Distributed File System. HDFS is stores in uncompressed form. Stores the data in uncompressed form. So that is not to compress the files. In uncompressed form, and it distributes among multiple systems. Distributes the data, distributes the files or the data, here I am considering that as the data, distributes the data across multiple systems in a cluster that are existing in a cluster, such that, and it is not to store the relational data, it is a large files, means there is the unstructured form of the data, and so relational data is in the structured form, and it is not to store in memory data also, right. So to store in memory data, the tool that is a popular tool that is used to store in memory data is Apache Spark. Apache Spark is capable to store the in memory data, right. And to store relational data, you know, there are tools like MySQL, you know that, right. So this is not to compress files, this is not to store in memory data, and this is not to store relational data. The main purpose or objective is to store large files of the data across multiple machines that are existing in a cluster. So option D is the correct answer here. Next question. What does elasticity in cloud computing refer to? Option A, ability to scale up and scale down of compute resources, and option B, parallel execution of jobs, and option C, high availability of systems, and option D, minimum response time. Here the word elasticity in cloud computation refers to the idea of scaling up and down of the resources, your computational resources. For example, you take IRCTC during morning time around at 10 o'clock as well as at 11 o'clock, whenever the Tatkal booking opens, the number of resources, the number of hits to the system will increase, and they will be increased by 10 times or 20 times. During that time, the number of computational resources are to be multifolded. So that is, and again after that 15 or 20 minutes of time, again you need to reduce the number of resources that we use. So the number of servers as well as memory, everything, the computational resources whatever we use, all of them are to be multiplied. So that scaling up as well as scaling down of computational resources is called elasticity. So option A describes the idea of elasticity. So option A is correct answer. Next, with respect to hypervisors, following statements are given below. P runs on host machine physical hardware, Q hosted hypervisor, R runs on the operating system of physical host machine, S bare metal hypervisor. Which of the following is a correct match? So 4 options are given as a type 1 and a type 2 hypervisors, and actually type 1, this bare metal hypervisor is considered as a type 1 hypervisor, and hosted hypervisor is a type 2 hypervisor. So if I am considering type 1 and type 2 hypervisors, type 1 bare metal hypervisor belongs to type 1. bare metal belongs to type 1 and hosted belongs to type 2. Hosted hypervisor belongs to type 2. So, according to that, Q is type 1, Q is type 2 and S is type 1. That is one thing, and actually what is defined here is how this process takes place is described in P as well as R. Runs on host machine's physical hardware, that hypervisor runs on the operating system of physical host machine. So, here the bare metal hypervisor runs on host machine physical hardware. That means whatever the machine you have in that physical hardware, it runs on that bare metal hypervisor runs on it. Whereas the hosted hypervisor runs on the operating system of physical host machine. So, P, S belongs to type 1 and Q, R belongs to type 2. Q, R belongs to type 2. So, accordingly, if you look at the options, P, S, Q, R is given in option B. So, option B is the right answer. Right. Here is a question from database. Which of the following is a characteristic of NoSQL databases? Option A, they enforce a strict schema. Option B, they support only relational data model. Option C, they are queried using SQL. And option D, they support flexible schema. So, NoSQL supports the flexible schema. This is a direct question. It always supports the flexible schema. Option D is the correct answer here. So, whatever the questions that we have here are simple, straightforward and related to the fundamentals of the subject. So, this is the end of this subject. Next, our colleague will take over from me. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Right.
స్లైడ్స్ 15 ఉంటాయి కదా, స్లైడ్స్ 17 ఉన్నాయి. ఎక్కడ ఏదో తేడా వచ్చింది ఇంకా. ఓకే సార్. సార్ రికార్డింగ్ ఎప్పటి నుంచి ఉంటుంది సార్? ఇది క్వశ్చన్ దాన్ని
ఒక క్వశ్చన్ ఇంకా ఈ ప్లేస్ వచ్చింది. అది స్వామి వాయిస్ వస్తుంది ఒకసారి చూడు. ఇది ఇట్లనే ఉందా? Okay, right. My dear friend, last but not least, from the aptitude, observe all of you. Total we are getting 15 questions, but out of the 15 questions, one question from the mathematics, probability I mean. Look at here. First one, many business offices are located in the buildings having 2 to 8 floors. Many business offices are located in buildings having 2 to 8 floors, 2 to 8. If a building has more than 3 floors, it has a lift anywhere also. They give in the statement. A building has more than 3 floors. A building has more than 3 floors, it is a lift. Okay. If the above statements are true, okay, these two statements are true, which of the following must be true? Okay. Second floors do not have lift. Okay. Second floors do not have a lift. Okay. So 2 to 8, a business had a 2 to 8, a business had a 2 to 8, the building more than 3 floors, there is a lift. Second floors do not have a lift. So we don't know exactly. Okay. We don't know exactly. They did not mention. Okay. So wrong. I want a 200% correct answer. Okay. So maybe or may not means it is not a true. Next. 7th floor having a lift. Compulsory. It is more than the 2 floors. 7th floors means having a lift. It is a right. Only floors above the 3rd floors have a lift. They mentioned only. Okay. Only 3 floors. Okay. Only floors above the 3rd. Only means wrong. Okay. Lift means every floor is also acceptable. Okay. So wrong. All floors may be reached. Okay. Reached by all floors. Suppose the building has only 2 floors, then there is no lift. Okay. Only 1 floor, there is no lift. Okay. We can't. So only B is the 100% true statement based on the given information. Next, a cube has a volume 8 cubic meters. Okay, volume means 2 cube. What happened here? If each side is double means length double, breadth double, height double. Okay, height double, that is 2 become a double means 4. Then volume is 4 cube. 4 cube means 64 is the answer. Okay, my dear friends. Next, here Andre, Betty together weight 150. Okay, Andre. So A, Betty, B, Chris, C, and David. You can assume A, B, C point of view. So A plus B they given 150. A plus B they given 150. Okay, A plus B they given 150. B plus C they given 180. Okay, B plus C they given 180. So A plus B plus next. A, C, D given 360. A plus C plus D they given 360, right? Okay, 360. Next, A plus B plus C plus D they given 450. Okay, they given 450. It is 450. You can substitute these two. You are getting the B value 90. You are getting B value 90 means this is 90 means A value is 60. Okay, here B value 90. Then obviously C is also 90. Okay, 90. What is the question? So C is also 90. A plus B plus C 90, 90, 180, 240. Okay, but it is 450. 450 minus 240, that is equal to D weight to 210. D weight to 210. Okay. Next, some books are tables. Some books tables. Some books are tables. Some tables are mirror. Some tables are mirror. Okay. Some tables are mirror. Some tables mirror. Okay. So this is one diagram, possible chance. This is another diagram, possible chance. So two diagrams I am getting, possibilities. Okay. What is the conclusion? Some mirrors are books. Some mirror books. We don't know confirmation because we are books mirror relation not given. How can we decide? We don't know. Next, no book is mirror, that is also we don't know. Actually answer D, neither nor, I don't know. But according to the option, okay, D not given, I mean neither nor not given. Neither nor not given, they given the options, both 1 and 2 follows, clearly wrong. Only one we can't decide, either 1 or 2 option. Okay, I mean contradiction statements is given means compulsory go for either or. Okay. Next. This is mirror image, left become a right, right become left. Leftmost A, so A is rightmost, right? Rightmost A means B is the right answer. easy question here we are getting. Okay. Next, observe here. So, football total 50 members they are playing. Football 50. Football playing 50. Cricket 40, right? Cricket 40. Next, basketball 30 members. Okay. Basketball 30 members. Okay. Basketball 30 members. Look at my dear friends. This circle is 50, right? 7 plus 5, 12, 14, 26. Then it is 24. Cricket 40. Okay, 28. 28 means this is 12. What is my requirement, my dear friends? What is the number of players who play football or cricket but not basketball? Okay, football, cricket but not basketball. This circle not accepted. So here only 26, 24. Answer 50. So D is the right answer. Okay. Next, here observe careful, my dear friends. 87th question observe. Okay. 87th question carefully observe. Here middle dotted shade. Okay, this shaded part switches one right, one left, one right, one left, one right, one left. Okay, this is started next second, again first place. Here right side, next left side given, again right side. So here first point important. This is the left side, so right side, here left side. So left side important, I mean second place important. Second place important means D wrong. Okay, D wrong. This one we are thinking. This one wrong. This one we are thinking. Okay, this one you are thinking. Next, we are thinking about these two. And observe that this into mark. Okay, into mark observe, into mark. Anti-clockwise, one place shift, one place left and shifted. Here, again place shifted left. One place, okay, one place. Got it? Okay, observe anti-clockwise direction. Okay, anti-clockwise direction. So this is anti-clockwise direction. 1, 2. Next place, here important, here they shaded, here important. Okay, here important. So then what is the answer? C is the right answer. Next, you can observe this shaded part. Shaded 1 or 2. 1 or 2. Next 1 or 2 is shaded important. 1 or 2 shaded important. This one wrong, this one wrong. Okay, next, observe my dear friends, here observe. Next to only 1 added, 2 added, 3 added. Next here should be added. Here should be added. Okay, this place should be added. Here one more place is also added. So C wrong. So what is the possible answer? A is the answer, my dear friends. 88. A is the right answer. Next, what was the day week of 28th May 2006? Answer Sunday. Everybody knows. Okay. So if you want proof, shortcut method. 28 days means there is no odd days. Okay, there is no odd days. January 3, February 0 odd days, March 3, April 2. Okay, April 2. 2000 0, 1 subtract 5 plus 1. Okay, 6. Okay, 6, 6, 12, 14. 14 by 7, again 0, odd days 0. Finally, answer is Sunday is the answer. Next. Okay, fact 1. Jessica has 4 children. First fact. 2 of the children have blue eyes and 2 of the children are brown eyes. 2 children's blue eyes, 2 children's brown eyes. So which 2 children's? I don't know. Okay, maybe girls or maybe boys, I don't know. Okay, half of the children are girls. Total 4 members. Half the children girls means how many girls? 2 girls, 2 boys. Okay, what is the pakka 100% is right answer? Okay, at least 1 girl has blue eyes. I don't know. Maybe the 2 boys also, maybe the 2 girls also, I don't know. So I don't know exact information. 2 of children are boys, clearly right. 2 boys brown eyes, that one you can't decide. So only B is the 100% is right answer. Okay, what is the answer then? Only 2. Look at only 2. Next, 45 latex. Okay, 45 latex mixture, sugar and salt. Okay, 1:2 ratio. 1:2 ratio means if this is the 15, this is 30. Some quantity of, okay, how much quantity? What is the amount sugar added? Sugar added, it become a 1:2 ratio. 1:2 ratio. Okay, no. This is given ratio 1:2. Requirement is a 2:1 ratio. requirement is 2:1 ratio. Okay, here salt should be same. Salt should be same means this one is multiplication with 30. Again answer is 30. So salt same. Right hand side multiplication with 30. Left side also multiplication with 30. 32 is 60. So after the changes it is 60. Old 15, new 60. How many letters you are added? 45 letters. Answer should be 45. And also simple logic, my dear friends. This type of question I explained number of times in classroom, you know already. 1:2, 2:1. Simply meaning initial equal to double answer. Okay, initial equal to double answer. Right? Initial equal to double. Automatically we are getting the answer same. I mean same 45 only. Next. No woman teacher can play. Woman teacher. No women teacher can play. Play completely separate. Some women teachers are athletes. Some women teachers athlete. Athlete to play relation not given. Male. This male terminology not there. Some athletes can okay. Some athletes can play. We don't know. How can I decide? So what is the answer? Neither nor. Next. Ninety-fourth question. Okay, 94th question. Look at friends, all of you. There is a one question. This circle model starting 3, next 5, next 8, next 13, next 22. What is the next number? This is the question actually. Okay, logic 3 into 2 minus 1, 5 into 2 minus 2, 8 into 2 minus 3, 13 into 2 minus 4, next 22 into 2 minus 5. So answer 39. For this diagram answer 39 is the answer. Okay, you can cross check your paper. 39 is the answer. Next, last one. Observe this question. Last one. Observe the dot portion, my dear friends, here. In the first row, 1, 2, 3. In the last 1, 2, 3. Middle 1, 2, 3. Last important, right? This last one is important. That dot position last important. The dot position is last important, right? The dot position last important. So last important, what is the possible option? Here B is the possible option and D is also. Okay, D is also. Next, come to this one. Here, observe this one. Star first line, first place. In the second line, second place. Okay, next top, here important. Okay, star place. Look at now. Then what is the possible answer? Okay, what is the possible? D is the right answer. Got it, my dear friends, all of you? Okay, D is the right answer. You can observe the star place and everything also. Okay, look at here. Once again, cross check. First place, second place, third place important. 1, 2, 3. Okay, in the 3 in this case. Got it? So order. So in the first line 1, 2, 3. So what is the possible? Option D is the right answer. Okay, my dear friends, these are the questions from the aptitude. Totally 15 questions, but one question from the mathematics. That option based on the B actually. Okay, question number I think 92 or something. Okay, so mathematics question also is there. One question, that is option B. Okay, I think everybody is getting a good score. Everybody getting okay, good job in the future as early as possible. Okay, thank you everyone. Thank you all of you.